Oh, wow. So it's allowing me. I'm going to try to finish up this live to show us your decks again. As for Feeding My Soul 212, this is part 2. Part 1, I'll just link somewhere if you want to go back and see it. I've had to move the camera. For some reason, my service provider is being stingy with my internet feed. So, or YouTube wasn't, one way or another, it just said I wasn't allowed to stream live. It wasn't available. Don't know why. So we'll go again. Let's see. So I had got up as far as a deck that doesn't have person in the full card, which is prompt number 7. Please play along below. Pop your comments in if you want to answer the questions as we go, or do a VR. I'd love to see one. So a deck with my favorite box design. A deck with my favorite box design is going to be the Macabre Tarot, because it's this. And it used to make a noise when I opened it, which I adored, but the battery's gone. So it used to make a creaking noise when you opened it. So this is my first box with like the most favorite design ever. And then I have a second deck with a very similar box design that I think I sneaky peeky showed you all in the last one. And that is the Ghastly Lenormand from Andrea Asti. And again, it opens up like that. So I have 2 coffin-shaped decks, boxes. Not the most storable, easy storage ones, but I love them. So they just make me smile. They genuinely make me smile when I pick them up. So they are my favorites on the shelf. So if we go on with number 9, a deck you've made 180-degree turnaround about, anticipated purchase, fell flat, or lukewarm feelings about the deck once it arrived, but now you've worked with it and you kind of absolutely love it. I do actually have one, and I didn't think I would, but I do have one. I think I say I didn't think I would to a lot of these, don't I? Never expected to have a deck to answer the question to. So this is the Grunge Goddess Tarot, and I'm not bashing, but it took a very long time to arrive. And this is from, so this is first edition, which was 500 decks created, designed in Portugal. It's a photographic deck, but it came from Dark Cinevere, who does things by like pre-order, a bit like, what's she called? Cullinan. MJ Cullinan. So a bit like pre-orders for decks on her site. This is very much similar. So and I didn't realise that at the time of ordering. So I placed the order, and it took nearly a year for the person to raise enough money on this deck to have it printed and sent out. Now, it wasn't expensive by any means, so I understand why they had to wait. So probably had to sell all 500 copies for all I know in order to do it at the price that I had purchased at. But when it finally arrived, I had basically given up hope and thought that it's never coming. And it suddenly turned up one day, surprised, and I kind of opened it and I was like, I'm never going to use this deck. But I do quite like it. I have used it. It's got that it maybe fitted the mood that it arrived in. It's got that grumpy female tone to it. Like, don't mess with me, don't look at me, don't speak to me. That morning vibe that my mum used to carry, like if she hasn't had a cup of coffee. This has that feel to me. I'm not that type of person. I'm very much a morning person. I jump out of bed, do a little bit of yoga, go have a wash, shower, go downstairs. So I'm always fully dressed by the time I get downstairs and have breakfast and things, and I have a full, usually cooked breakfast for work days, make my lunch, and then off we go to work. So this has the opposite feeling of my morning start. But I did use it for a couple of readings, and actually it was quite good. And this one actually has some renamed cards in it as well. Could have used this for. So some of these questions will fit like the same decks, which is nice for people who don't have like a big collection like I do. You can certainly reuse the same decks and answer the questions to this, which is always nice to know, isn't it? And I think I'm still live. I don't think I've lost signal yet, but we shall see. I'm just going to try and rattle through. Prompt number 10 is a deck with an even major in the artwork. don't understand what that means. So it says a deck with an even major in the artwork, a priestess, an emperor, a lovers, a strength, a wheel, etc. They are even majors, right? Or do they mean on the front of the box? Oh, like the star card, maybe it's the front of the box. Perhaps that's what we're looking for. A deck with an even major in the artwork. So we probably want a priest, an emperor, a lovers, a strength, a wheel on the front of the box or the book. Do you reckon? Even on the front of the uh, what card is that? Oh my gosh. I pulled out Tower of the She. What card is that? Is there artwork? No, there's no artwork in the book. Okay, how do I find out what card that is in Tower of the She? Doesn't tell me. I feel like Hermit. I'm cheating. I'm totally cheating now. Empress. What card is that then? Is that the sun? The sun's an even, isn't it? I can't count. Sharon. I'm going to try and go as fast as I can while I've got a stream. I'm looking for a card, a deck with an even major on the front, and I can't remember what card that is. So I feel like I need some Benny Hill music to keep me going. Well, the football. What card is that one then? Is that even a card? No, it is, isn't it? Sure it is. That's how long it's been since I've worked with the cards. So there it is. There it is. There it is. It is. It's the sun. And that is. You kidding me? That's card 19. So that's not got an even major on the front of the. Oh, right. Okay. Card with an even major on the front of the box. Or a deck with an even major. Do I? Maybe I don't own one then. Which one's that? See, I said this. There's a little bit of pressure to doing it live and finding your stuff immediately on. There. What's that? Judgment. Judgment. I'll take judgment. That's a card 20. There we go. Come on. It is, right? So this is the White Witch Tarot Majors Only deck. So there we go. We have the Judgment card. I'll just show you a few more from this deck, but I am scared in case I get kicked off again. I don't get to finish like my. And now that I've moved direction as well, you've got far more glare from the camera. I do apologize. But yeah, look at this devil. This is a great one for scrying in, and it works beautifully with witches' runes. If anyone has their own rune set that they've made, I found that they went really well for me. Did it? Not the one I thought it was going to be. I honestly thought it was that one. Oh, I can stop sweating. That's okay then. Right. Now, prompt 11. A deck on your tarot shelf or storage area with the box title facing in the opposite direction from the others. All right, that's half of my collection. I'm not anal about how they go on my shelf. I've got some that they're just stacked. If it's a space and I can stack it in there, it goes in there. They are back to front on their sides, topsy turvy. Like, okay, if I just pull, for instance, there's a whole bunch of rock pool decks here looking at me. So the first one is stacked like that. So that's on top of a bunch of decks that are stacked like that. So for all my OCD friends, my cupboards are not for you. And that's just one handful off my shelf. Like, I can keep pulling. They're back to front, they're upside down. I've got barcodes staring at me because I know what the deck is. Yeah, because it's so many tuck boxes, so they just go in any which way they'll fit on the shelves mostly. Like, you know, these. So that's my deck. That's not, or any deck, any shelf. You can come to any shelf here. They don't go back in the right way. They're upside down, back to front. Yeah, I'm good at that. I'm very good at doing that. A deck on my tarot shelf. So we've done that one. So number 12 is a lonely deck, a deck you don't store with other decks. Obviously that's not here. That is, Sharon's going to know the answer to this if I can't think of the name. It's the Witch's, is it the Witch's Wisdom deck? The first version that came out had like a denim book inside, very big cards, and the majors went back to front. I bet Sharon's decks are in order because she's got the most fascinating collection. She's just done the collections. Are you still completing your collections video? Like, the collections videos are just insane that Sharon's got. I bet they're all in that order as well. But that collections video was you sorting out your shelves. But I think it's the Witch's Wisdom. I think that's what we're calling it by Thingy Corrupt. It's just come out as a smaller version of the box without the denim book, I think. Phyllis Corrupt, that's her name. Witch's Wisdom. So that one's upstairs, not stored here with anything else. So that's, I can't show you that one, but it's not here. That was an easy one. Number 13, a deck you associate with the current season. So I have said I'm feeling a bit kind of vampire-esque type feelings at the moment. But this ones that I pulled for right now, which you'll see in my wrap-up journal video, so my current decks are in here on my table. This one is the Triumphs Pick Parade and the Liberty Tarot of Stars Eternal. Feel like this current, as I'm filming, Leo season style decks. So the Liberty has, obviously this is a Thoth inspired for anyone that's not familiar, but a kind of like, oh, it's a strange looking set of cards. It's based on the Picatrix books. I don't know a lot about Picatrix books. I have some videos stored for those, but this one, as I'm showing you all blue cards now, this one definitely had the feels for the season. It does honestly have a lot more fiery cards, or I was just getting the fiery cards, and that's why it feels like that. So the Emperor, Ace of Scepters, even the Nine of Swords felt quite fiery with all the red in there. Yeah, here we go, like plenty of oranges. Even the Devil's fiery. Nine of Scepters. So yes, that's one that feels like this current season right now. For the current heat wave, I've got a specific deck in mind that I'll show you. This is the Pips Parade, and it's just all of the colours that come in it that make me feel like it's that summer vibe season. So this makes me feel summer vibes with all the reds, yellows, pinks, like blues and reds. This feels very summery to me. Can't show you that card. It's a bit phallic. And they all run in different shades of oranges, yellows, pinks. So this one definitely has that mark for me. All the majors are the illustrated kind of street art artworks. And what I like about this is you can pull out the majors and then you've got a set of playing cards. So it's like there's two things in one. Definitely a deck I recommend. And I have the bridge size, so playing card poker size. You don't know those? Well, colour me surprised. I have some decks at Sharon. No. Oh, you need to get yourself over to Etsy, my dear, to have a look at this one. Because this is the Tower card. It's just gorgeous. So these are, let me get this right. So he has different names that he runs by. Is that the moon card? So let me just get the right name for you. So Gazlam Ali, also known as Toxic Scott on Etsy, does this deck. And it comes as a majors only, or you get the Pips Parade, which is this one, which comes with the 52 cards extra to make it a full usable deck. So that's that. And it also has the mini deck. And there's also a large art deck that goes with this. Yeah. It's difficult, isn't it? I've just come to the conclusion that something somewhere is going to not be right, and it's down to now my own self-discretion or purchases and things to see what's going on. But yeah, I do understand what you're saying. So is it on here? They all come with little cards. There we go. Original paintings illustrated by Scott Toxic under the direction of Barak Gazlam Ali. But I just type in Triumphs Tarot into Etsy, and that's how I find it every time. But you get like little cards, and you also, just to help you with the artwork, you do get those as well. So you have like flashcards to help you, so you know what you're looking at, which is quite nice, especially if you're not familiar with the symbols always in these decks. And there are some phallic pictures in them as well. The devil and the Empress are very kind of gender specific, should we say? If you know, you know. I'll just use the word yoni, shall I? So yeah, so those are my seasonal decks at the moment that I'm using. I would call that very seasonal. Yeah, you can definitely have a look anyway and see what you think. He is on Facebook, usually in the Tarot History Facebook page. It's normally where I see him. Maybe you can reach out to him and get a direct sale, I don't know, without going through Etsy, because of course that then saves them all the tax and things as well. So you never know, there may be an option for that, but I don't know if that's something that he does. So just you don't ask, you don't get, as my grandma always used to say. So those are my current seasons. So prompt 14, a deck in which your favorite animal makes an appearance. Don't know, because I mean, I have a plethora of favorite animals. Okay, so as a child, always like the dolphin, chinchilla. I do not have. I don't even think there's a deck out there with a chinchilla in it. Otters and beavers, always sort of fascinating creatures, and very beautiful to look at. And the fact they lived in the water and things used to fascinate me. So love otters and beavers. And the fact that otters hold hands when they sleep in the water to stop everyone from drifting off. It's just so sweet. Seahorses, always liked them. Again, similar story, the fact that they link tails so that they don't float away from each other. And the kind of story that goes that they make for life type thing. They're partners for life. Um, but as a child, really, my fascination was in the kind of mythology creatures. Now, I do have a deck with that in. And it is the Mythic Tarot. I don't know where you get this from anymore. I'm really sorry. I don't know if it's still in print or not. It was viewmond.org, I think, created it. It came with a little book. But this one has, and so nowadays I would say the phoenix, right? So I'd say a phoenix is my like kind of mythical creature right now. But growing up, it was the griffin. So this one has a griffin in it. And it is the Ten of Swords card. So yeah, the griffin, the fact that it was a lion and a eagle and it could fly and had those big claws and it's very safe. And there's so many stories where people are carried away on griffins, and the griffins are the kind of animal of safety that comes and saves people. So for that reason, it's the griffin for me. Another name, Spirit Halloween, but no book. Yeah, I think there is. So I think this is the Mythic Tarot. It's how I've always known this one. And this one is like tarot sized. But there's a second deck that looks very similar to it that I don't know where I put it. And it's the Pip one, like the Samurai deck. That one. But I've also got this cardstock is really good. So this one is glossy and this one slips nicely. It's like it's a bit thicker. I think it feels a little tiny bit thicker than Trionfi della Luna, if you know what I mean. Seems to spring back. As you know, I don't riffle shuffle bridge. When I say riffle shuffle, I mean bridge. I don't bridge my decks. So but as a shuffle goes, it's actually quite nice. Yeah, it's definitely slightly thicker than a Trionfi, but it's got that smooth like glide to it. So that one has my favorite animal in it. I suppose I should show you a few more cards from where that it's coming up quite dark now. It does have people in it as well, but this is all mythological creatures and animals and people. It has a lot of unicorns in it. You'd think I'd say unicorns, really, wouldn't you? But no, unicorns, not so much. Definitely not pink unicorns. I mean, maybe legend unicorn or dark crystal unicorn, but not so much the way they're depicted in here. Oh, is it no good on that cardstock? This is really nice cardstock. Yeah, Viewmond Express is the publisher of this one. If that's reading the right way around. If not, maybe you can just screenshot and turn it back to front. So that is going to be my deck with a favorite kind of animal on it or creature from my childhood. That's how I'm taking that question. And we're making it through. We got to the last one. Here we go. A deck with a rainbow either on the box or in the cards. There's going to be plenty of those, isn't there? One. If that rainbow's showing, where's the rainbow? Yes, the rainbow's in kind of the center area. This is the Sacred Revolution Oracle. And there's plenty of rainbows like that throughout this deck. The other thing I love about this deck is it came with coloured edges. I don't think I coloured those. And rainbow around the edges of the deck. And there's pretty much every card has a rainbow of some description, except for the ones I'm now going to flip past in it. So this is an indie deck. It's a tough reader, and this one goes with the Thingy Takini, Tantric Takini Oracle deck. Put these two together, and the readings are harsh. Like, oof. I've done a few live readings with them, not live like here for people, but where I've done the tarot spread and just like recorded my tarot spread and done it like in real time and been called out by the decks on a video where, you know, probably about things you don't want to be talking about, but there they are. They just present them and they're out and it's too late. So that one, and of course that one with the colors on feels like a rainbow. So those were the two decks that I had picked up with rainbows on. Going back to a real fiery season deck. So for true the weather, for the devil's a-hole that we've been experiencing here, that we're not used to, the Ring of Fire Inferno, is this one, the Path of Horror. This feels like this fits the weather that we've been experiencing lately, just because of the colour. And it's super fiery. And this is on a linen cardstock, so this is really nice to shuffle. But yeah, this feels like yesterday and the day before when we went from, because we are yo-yoing our weather. So today it was really cold earlier. It went down all the way back down to 20 degrees. Yesterday we were at 28, 29. The other day we were at 28, 29. And then we were at maybe 20 the day before that. I mean, it's just, you can't adjust. You can't climatize. We don't have air conditioning. We don't have a different set of clothes to wear in work. So I literally did not know if I had wet myself or if I had just sweated through my undercrackers. I don't know what to say. My uniform is polyester top half, so I have to wear something cotton underneath. And I was literally peeling my clothes off when I got home. I didn't want to sit on the bus to get home because if I sat on the plastic chairs, I'm telling you, I would have left a puddle on that chair. And I just could not be. I could be put myself through that embarrassment. So this deck is, if I had to express the temperature state of the weather here, it's this one. So it's a short-term seasonal, but my like long-term seasonal, the kind of July, August, the Leo season is the Liberty and the Triumphs. I think I've pulled them out now, looking back a couple of times at this time of year. Just intuitively, I pulled them out to work with as my monthly decks. So you did get a sneak peek into what's going on. But yeah, it's interesting then. So although I don't tend to say this deck is for this season, this month, I work with this only because I can see there's definite attraction to colour. So the colour is what attracts me more so than the feel of the deck, I think. Although I suppose you could argue then that the colour has a feel to it, and that's part of the allure of having them. But there we are. That is, so part one of this butchered live. I will add in the comments and description box below as well for those that want to go back and see what the first set of prompts are. This was the second set of prompts that I managed to do for my VR. So thank you, and thank you for joining me, Sharon. Yes, I'd love to see some more videos from you. I am glad you are recovering and recovered now from your surgery, but you have been missed. Sharon has, like when she does her unboxings, she does the pairings and then like the ratings for as she's pairing, and It's been very inspiring, some of the pairings. And in fact, that's probably one. I'm not sure, actually. I think you might be the person that prompted me to do some pairings when I did my unboxings, just to have a look at what's going on to help other people with their decks as well. Because I always felt like I didn't need to, but to help other people, it's nice to see, I think. So I can understand why people would like to see what goes on and then give them inspiration from their own collection on what to use. I kind of chuck stuff down. I think we've got the idea of that for me just from the mess that sits around me and behind me in my little dragon's hoard, whilst I search for things. But yeah, I will thank you so much for coming, and thank you for sticking with me, bearing with me, and I wish you all much love and light. But I will see you all in the next one. So please put your comments below for the decks that you might have picked while you're watching along with me. Take care. Bye bye.